Hello, welcome to part two of my latest physical media update, and this part will be about the DVDs. Uh, Again, probably won't be very long. The longest one will be the Blu-rays. So we'll start off with these first three are all reacquisitions. Basically, I owned them on DVD already, but I've repurchased them for different reasons. I'll explain why. So we'll start off with the double feature of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the 1932 version and the 1941 version. Basically, I had this, and the DVD. It's one of those stupid double-sided DVDs where it's like one film on each side. Don't know why they couldn't have just made it two discs, but anyway. And because they're much more easy to damage, like the one of the sides got a bit scuffed up, scratched up, so I bought a new copy just to so I can play. Um, yeah, the 32 version's probably the better of the two. That's a classic. It's one of my favourite old school horror films. The 40s one, it's the Spencer Tracy. It's not as good, to be honest, but it's kind of nice to have them. And this DVD has a commentary on the 30s version and a bonus Bugs Bunny cartoon, which is great because I love the old Looney Tunes. Next, the early Hitchcock collection, which is how many? Like I think eight or nine films from like Hitchcock, like in like the his really early stuff. So it has The Ring, Champagne, The Farmer's Wife, The Manx Man, Blackmail, Murder, The Skin Game, Rich and Strange, Number 17. Now I had the original version of this box set where like each movie came in its own case, and I sold it because in Kino in the US released a box set of some of these on Blu-ray. And since I had a region-free player, I thought, oh, I'll get that. But my region-free player's been acting up. It's not been playing some of my discs properly, so it's probably on its way out. So I just repurchased the DVD set, just have the movies, so I can watch them. This is better though because it comes in like one sort of case, so it actually takes up less room than my previous copy did. So that's good. It doesn't come with the booklet though. The one in the individual cases came with a booklet too, so I did miss that. But the discs are the same. I haven't seen. I've seen Blackmail. Uh, uh, I've seen Rich and Strange. Don't remember ever seeing any of the other ones. But yeah, I do love Hitchcock, and they're not like essential ones. I mean, Blackmail is, which actually that's the first ever sound film made in the UK was Blackmail. Fair enough, but they're just kind of they're not a bit. That's probably the only really essential one. The other ones are just kind of curios, but it's nice to have them if you're a fan of his movies. Uh, the Adventures of Tintin. I had a box set of this. The original box set I had was it was 10 discs, and they were all in their own individual case, those thin cases. But took up a lot of room, so I sold that, and I got another box set, which is the most recent one, which was 5 discs. And it was a remastered picture, so the picture looked a little nicer. The trouble was, and I started watching it recently, is that it'd been cropped from like the original 4:3 like aspect ratio to widescreen. So like you saw the tops of like people's heads missing and stuff, and it didn't look very good. So I bought this box set, which is it uses the old transfers, the 4:3 ones, but it's on 5 discs. So and it's in one of these card boxes, so it takes up less room. So it saves space and it has the original ratio. I don't know why there's like 3 different box sets, but yeah, this one's sort of the best of both worlds in terms of saving space and the original ratio. Yeah, this is the animated series from the 90s. I used to watch this when I was a kid. I used to love watching this. It was originally on Channel 4, but when I watched it, it was Channel 5 were repeating it, is when I saw it as a kid. So I always associate it with Channel 5. But yeah, I always used to love watching this on a Saturday morning. Yeah, and they're very faithful adaptations of the books. It has the only two books it doesn't adapt are the first two, which are Tintin in the Land of the Soviets and Tintin in the Congo. Tintin in the Congo, not surprising why that wasn't adapted. In fact, you can't get that in any of the comics. The where they have like the complete collections of Tintin. You can get it, but it's a separate item because it's quite racist. But, yeah, good stuff if you're a fat if you like old animated shows or adventure stuff or the Tintin comics. Give this a watch. It's really good. Jude, hey Jude, make a sad song. Make a sad song and make it better. Um, this is it's a film adaptation of Jude the Obscure, which is a book by Thomas Hardy, and Christopher Eccleston's in it, and he plays this guy called Jude, and it seems like the universe itself hates him because like just stuff keeps going wrong for him. And Kate Winslet is in this, and she plays his cousin who he falls in love with. And yeah, it's a really good film, really well acted. Very depressing though. Like if you're in a low mood, I wouldn't recommend watching this because it's really grim. But it is a very good film. The DVD is not very good though because it's a pan and scan copy. It's not in the original widescreen ratio. It's pan and scan, and so you're missing half the picture. And at least in the UK, it's the only way to watch the film. Unfortunately, it's not on Blu-ray, probably because it's not a very well-known film. And as far as I know, and it's not on any streaming platforms. You can't like buy it digitally, like on like Amazon Video or iTunes or anything. So literally, the only way to watch this is this crappy pan and scan DVD, which is a shame because it's a really good film and it deserves better treatment. But there you are. But give that a watch if you haven't seen it. If you like costume dramas and such. Next, we have another film featuring Kate Winslet. Just a coincidence. I'm not like a Kate Winslet. I mean, she's a good actress and she's been in some good films, but I don't like go out and buy her films specifically. I just happened to buy two films with her in recently. Little Children, which I think it's. This is one of those films that was like came out, was really acclaimed, was nominated for a load of awards, and no one really talks about it anymore. Which I don't know, but again, it's kind of hard to get. Like you can only get the DVD. It's not on Blu-ray. It's not on any streaming platforms. Again, at least in the UK, this is in widescreen though, so you can see the full picture. Thankfully, yeah, basically Kate Winslet and Patrick Wilson, Night Owl. They play like she's a housewife and he's a house husband, and they have an affair. I think it's meant to be very good. This is one of the blind buys I was talking about, and it also has Jackie Earle Haley, Rorschach. That's two Watchmen actors who are in this. Funny enough, he plays like he's a child molester or something like that. It's meant to be very good. So yeah, thought it'd be worth a watch. Next, we have a Masters of Cinema. This is on Blu-ray, but the DVD was quite cheap, secondhand, so I just got this. Just got it, Spion, or Spies, as it is in English, which is a German silent film made by Fritz Lang in Germany. I love those old German expressionist silent films like Metropolis and Nosferatu and M and stuff like that. So again, I haven't seen this, but because I love these kinds of films, I thought I would enjoy this too. And I love spy movies too, so hey, double the reason to watch it. And like I say, there is a Blu-ray of this, but I snagged the DVD quite cheap, and it does still come with like the booklet, which is nice. Actually, I prefer the booklets than the DVD because the booklets were a bit thicker back in the the DVD era. But yeah, I'm sure this will still look quite nice. Yeah. Spion. Next we have, so over the past few months, actually a few months ago, I started writing for the Northeast Byline, which is a basically sort of a local news sort of website for like the northeast of England, and I started writing film reviews on there. And recently, in fact, my last article was the first part. I'm doing a series on films and TV shows based in or shot in the Northeast. And the first one was Get Carter, and that was quite well received. And so I've been wanting to watch. I mean, there's some scene, but I'm trying to watch more stuff so I have things to review. So, and this is a series set in Newcastle, which is very, very. It's meant to be a classic. So I thought, well, it's a good reason to watch it, because I'm probably going to write an article about it, and I wanted to watch it anyway. Our Friends in the North, starring Daniel Craig. Anyone seen No Time to Die recently? I did. I quite enjoyed it. It's been very divisive, but I'm on the liking end of it. Christopher Eccleston again, Mark Strong and Gina McKee, so all quite well known actors now. But I think this was made. I think maybe Christopher Eccleston people had seen and stuff, but the other three weren't. No one knew who they were. And yes, meant to be a classic. It's about it's 3 decades of they're like 4 friends, and it's kind of their lives from the 64 to 95, so 30 years in the life of 4 friends from Newcastle. So yeah, it's meant to be very good, and I'm looking forward to watching it and writing an article about it. I will put the link to Northeast Bylines in the description, so if you want to read my articles, you can click on the link, and also read some of the other articles on there. There's some very good ones. And the last DVD, there's several, but they're basically seasons of a TV show. Recently, I watched a show called. The actual name of the show is Eureka, but here in the UK it was called A Town Called Eureka, because there was a kids show called Eureka that was quite popular. So to avoid confusion, they just renamed this show A Town Called Eureka. And I didn't see it at the time. I remember it being on, and it was quite popular. And recently, I rented the first series or season, as the Americans call it, from Cinema Paradiso. And I thought it was pretty good. So I saw someone selling all 5 seasons on eBay in like a sort of a job lot, and I thought, for not very much money, and I thought, well, I'll buy that, and I won. So we have season 1, season 2, season 3, which is split across 2 sets. I don't know why they couldn't have just put it in one set. Anyway, you got 3.0 and 3.5. Season 4, which again was split over 2 sets, so 4.0 and 4.5. And season 5, this one was just in one set. So, yeah. I've only watched the first 2 seasons so far, but it's pretty good. It's a good show. I like it. It's really it's basically this sort of guy. This guy Jack Carter's like a U.S. Marshal, and he ends up in this town, becoming the sheriff of this sort of town called Eureka, which is sort of a top secret town where the greatest sort of scientific minds in America live and invent stuff. And yeah, it's got some good sci-fi ideas in it, and it's quite enjoyable. I recommend it. And so those are the DVDs. Join me in part 3, where I will talk about the standard Blu-rays, and I will see you then. Thank you.